You changed. You stopped being you.
I am A-O. What's the deal, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Cultivated Minds, and today we're going to be talking about the truth about being a loner. You know, from my perspective, there's different types of loners. You got the loner who's weak, coddled up, feel like nobody got their back, nobody's on their side, and they just follow suit. You got the loner that's a warrior, can stand on their own, they got pride in who they are, and they know that they don't need anybody to walk the path they're gonna walk. I think a lot of people get a misconception about the majority of loners and think that, you know, they don't really know how to talk that well or interact with people, and they got a lot of things going on. But the truth of the matter is, being a loner, you actually the person who takes a lot more time to think. You think a lot more things out. You know, you have that internal validation from yourself. You don't really ask and need it much from others. When you're a loner, you value your time a lot more. So when you freeing up your time for somebody else, it gotta be really special to you and for them too, because you usually don't do this at all with people. You place a higher spectrum of value on your time because you only really spend it with yourself. So when you are trying to place it elsewhere, it's something valuable to you. You know, when you're a loner, you usually accept people as they are. You see a lot of times flaws or things that may be a little off to you, but you're less judgmental. Because you know we all have things going on. We all might have issues, problems, or things that we facing and dealing with every day. And you actually want to let the person be who they are until proven otherwise. As a loner, you know you have that real strength inside. That strength to walk on your own. Despite what your friends say, mother, father, anybody close to you says, you're going to be about your decision and walk in the direction that you know is right for you. I think it takes a lot of courage for somebody that's a loner to do what they do, because most people want to be in the in crowd. They want to be accepted by others, and you know, they are willing to not be themselves to deal with and hang out with other people. As a loner, you probably already dealt with many people. You know, you might have been tricked in the past. You might have had all type of heartfelt issues dealing with people and things that just let you down. And you were hoping and wishing people would be righteous and on the same path as you, and that they would just come together with their values and have the same ethics as you. But you start to realize that's almost a dream. So you tend to start staying to yourself. Stay to yourself because you know people that are like-minded and like you are usually rare. So you kind of close off and you handle things and go in a direction that you feel like is right for you, because you know you've always been different. You know you've always been meant to stand out and you didn't fit in with the crowd. As a loner, you do a lot of self-reflection. You reflect on the problems that you have. You reflect on the good that you have. You reflect on what you can get better at. You reflect on how you treated somebody else. You reflect how you treating yourself. You can look at situations from both sides of the spectrum. You realize everything isn't about you, and you're able to comprehend that and think about that within your own mind. As a loner, you can spend a lot of quality time with yourself. You know that You're whole by yourself. A lot of people aren't able to accept that fact. They might need a significant other. They might need to always be around people. And that's not to say that either or of those things are bad, but you know, too much of one thing can always be something bad. So if you continuously switching off significant others, continuously around a whole bunch of other people, that's definitely gonna get bad. And same thing for being a loner. It can also get bad if you just always alone, but you can still do so many things a loner. You know, you can work out, get out in nature, go for a walk, give a family member or a friend a call. But for the most part, the loner is whole by themselves. They know that they have that courage and that strong lion heart themselves. Usually when you walk in the path alone, others are a lot more willing to listen. Because they're not used to you always speaking out or giving information as much as others. You kind of keep an open mind. You like to see other perspectives, and you give people a chance. So as a loner, people are almost much more waiting with the popcorn in hand. Playing with y'all. They're much more waiting to see what you do have to say, because you might be, like I said, open-minded, trying to see somebody else's perspective besides your own for once. As a loner, you're a lot more aware and intuitive of things. You feel energies a lot more. You can probably feel a bad energy over the phone. You know, you can feel when something is right. You know when something's off. And you'll have a lot of people tell you things like, you're thinking about it too much, or I think you tripping. Don't listen to them. Because as a loner, you know in your gut, or you know when you feel something that's not right. It's wrong. And your intuition is usually guiding you at all times. And there's a reason how you ended up in this position to start becoming a loner, because you realized you was on a totally different path from most people that you interact with or have dealt with in your life or your past. Being a loner, it definitely teaches you a lot. When you keep your distance from people or keep them at an arm's length, you get to really see who they are, who's really real with you. Because as a loner, you probably have less than a handful of friends. You know that most people is just full of shit. You see what they be on, see how they operate, interact. They kind of treat everybody with the same means. Nobody's really special to them, basically. But as a loner, you can see those things from afar. You may not say anything, but you peep it, and you put it in the back of your mind, and you know how you're supposed to deal with people. Your intuition is always telling you something when you're a person who's buying lonely, when you're a person who's buys lonely, and you're working on yourself. You tend to do a lot more self-work in the path of a loner. You're trying your best to upgrade you and to become a better person as a loner and keep those right ethics and values and things about yourself that you know make you the different person that you are. That's all I really had to say. I'm trying to get you guys to think. Like I always say, none of this is universal. This is from my experience being a loner. But whenever you get a chance, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. This is Cultivated Minds, and I'm signing out.